Good morning, everyone. It's Sunday morning. I woke up a couple hours ago. Actually, had one of my students call me today exceptionally. I don't usually work on Sundays, but had her call. So I'm kind of like, a little bit more energized than I would probably be on the average Sunday. And so I have the whole day stretched ahead of me. I thought, what can I possibly do? Well, I could do housework, as you can see behind me. The sink is overrun with dishes. So I have to do that right after, maybe. And or I could do a few different things, but I thought I would jump on and do a really quick, a couple of quickies, maybe two quickies, two quickies in a shot. I could do two quickies in a shot in no time flat. And so I did actually update my blog recently with a couple of new blog posts. I don't know if you've had a chance to check out my blog, which is called Meghan and Harry Advisors.blogspot.com. You'll see that I haven't used my screen today because I'm too lazy to put it all together. So it's Sunday. Do forgive me, it's Sunday. So I break all the rules. All the rules are broken on Sunday. Um, Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday, whatever time it is in your world, wherever you are in the world. I do have visitors from, almost not every country. I mean, I think most of Africa, no, but South Africa and where else? I think Nigeria. I've seen some visitors. I've seen quite sometimes Russia, which is really interesting considering what's going on in the world. Australia sometimes. America, a lot from America. Thank you, America. I would say most of the people who visit my blog are from America, so that's kind of good. I don't know how they found my blog because I'm in France, but yeah, mostly Americans by far, so that's cool. And so it's great. So if you're new here, I talk about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, and her husband, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. It's quite a mouthful, all of these titles, isn't it? And in fact, I wanted to talk about titles today because I did do a post the other day where I said that Meghan and Harry should respectfully return the titles in January because I feel like it's too much of a hassle. People are just so nasty and mean, harping and harping every day on these titles. And I got to a point where I left a comment one time on a blog. I don't know which one it was. It was not very delicate. But I said, take your titles and shove it. I did say this. I did say this, and I do ask your forgiveness for being so, you know, indelicate. But it just seems to me that, it's just a constant harping on these titles. And it's like, in the end, I'm not really, the titles are cute, but I'm not really someone who, I'm not English. I'm not, I don't understand the really, in the end, I don't really understand the allure and the fascination and fixation on these titles. It's kind of like you're still Meghan, you're still Harry. Titles are words, just forget it. So I said, just return them, give them to Dickie Arbiter, the Duchess of Sussex, or Meghan Kelly, the Duchess of the Gorillas, or whatever, and just move on with your life. Okay, but overnight I thought about it and I realized, you know what? This is exactly what these people want. It's a four-step plan, a four-step offensive to totally destroy Meghan. And the first step was to get her out of the palace. So step one, get her out of the palace. So they started all these rumors, got her out of Kensington Palace, and said she was a horrible person and she was the devil. And so she ran off to Frogmore Cottage. So once you got to Frogmore Cottage, step two is get her out of Frogmore Cottage. And you do that by riling up the British people to believe that she's a loafer, she's a freeloader, she's a grifter, she's, freeloading and taking all their money and their taxpayer dollars to do all these renovations. So she felt dirty, as I would feel dirty. I don't like that kind of nonsense myself. So she's like, I can't, I feel like sick, I need to get out of here. I can't live like this where people think, ew. So she runs off with her husband and they go to Canada, and the Canadians, love them, but were not really keen on paying for security or whatever happened. So they ran off to America, and Tyler Perry, the friend of Oprah Winfrey, was kind enough to, lend them his house. I guess rent them his house, whatever it was. And I don't think I have been, enough appreciative of his role, because I've had my own opinions about that, but I think a friend in need is a friend indeed, really. And I think what he did was very nice. Okay, so step one, get her out of Kensington Palace. Step two, get her out of Frogmore. Step three is to get her out of England. So it's really a 5-step offensive, not 4. Get her out of England. So now she runs out of England. She's in Canada. This didn't work. She had to go to America. Tyler Perry helped her out. They got a house in Montecito. And then they started with the titles, like, get the titles back, get them back. So it's like an all hands on deck attack on this woman, right? Get the titles back. Every day they harp on the titles like demons, literally, like they're haunting her to return these titles, make her so sick and fed up. Take your titles. So they're on the verge of doing that, because even I'm like, you know what, give them back their titles. Please just give them their titles, let them shut up, right? So imagine she does that. And the next and last step is to now get Harry. And they've started on that already, because there's a lot of blog posts and rumors about the fact that, that there's trouble in paradise. They're fighting every day in Montecito. They're on the verge of divorce. I've done a few posts on the blog about, divorce, in the sense of like wondering what it would be like if they drove these people to divorce. But now these people are actually talking about the divorce. And every day you're going to find that they twist and twist and twist until that becomes a reality. And at that point, when I read that yesterday, and I saw the number of articles and YouTube videos about divorce, is when I had my eureka moment, and I said, wait a second, no, we're falling right into their trap with this, Meghan. Don't give up your titles, okay? Hold on to your titles. Let Charles be the bad guy and take those titles. You don't give them back your titles. Let him say he's taking them back, and let the wrath of the people be on Charles, right? If you give up your titles, you lose, right? You become their victim. You fall right into the trap. Don't give up the titles, even though it's unpleasant. Hold the titles and force Charles's hand. Then, next step, you and your husband, Harry, and Harry, you and your wife, Meghan, and your 2 children, you're going to have to spend more time at Frogmore Cottage. I'm sorry, but at least I would say 3 months out of every year, and it can be consecutive or non-consecutive. You have to be in Frogmore. You have to have a presence in England, right? You have to have a presence in England. I mean, this is a war now. This is war, right? And the art of war, I mean, you've got to understand what the opponent wants and how to stop him from getting it. They want your marriage, right? They want your life. They want your happiness, and they can't have it. So you're going to have to reestablish your presence in England by spending at least 3 months out of the 12-month year in Frogmore. And, you can be low-key. Nobody has to know you're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They can know you're there maybe just the day before you leave or something like that. But you have to be there, right? And they have to know, but they don't have to sort of know every single day, right? And then, so you keep your titles, you reestablish your presence in Frogmore Cottage, and you continue with your building your empire. I think that's what I would advise doing at this point. I've changed my mind completely. Do not give up your titles. It's a war, and that's exactly what they want. And it's a 5-step plan to rid Meghan of everything. And it's not going to stop them, by the way. After they take Harry, they're not going to stop harassing you, Meghan. They want you to die. That's the last step, right? So Harry will be back in England with another woman. Preferably she's going to be blonde, and she's going to have your children. And then they continue to harass you until you commit suicide. Really, I think that's the game plan. And you know what? I'm sorry, but that's how I see it. Whether I'm right or wrong, that's how I see what some of these people are up to. I think you have to stop them here. You have to stop here. Stand firm. Don't give up your titles. Reestablish yourself in Frogmore. And even if you and Harry are miserable AF, never divorce. Never divorce. I don't give a crap what it takes. Never divorce. Okay? So that's it on that one. See you in the next one. Thank you for listening. If you're not yet subscribed, I would love to have you. If you're so inclined. Okay? Because not everybody's so inclined, and it's okay. But if you're inclined, please hit the subscribe button right about now. Okay? See you in the next one. Live and let live. Okay? Bye.